Erased Destiny 2, The Knower. Chapter 14, Sharing Time and Space. If the Cintrian region was abundant in majestic caves, Etien would choose such a place to talk to Velonard, to commemorate their first meeting, more than 50 years earlier, in a cave near Silver Paths. Herbalist's hut was in a terrible state. The flat in the tenement house had been vandalized. There was nowhere suitable to invite the vampire lord to.
I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. Velonard attaches less importance to the setting than Zuzu does.
But more than me, unfortunately. We went to the Legend of Mountains once. Nice resort, by the way. Just obscenely far away. I really don't know what to do. And wine. To buy something decent, I would have to go to Eternal City. As always, I don't have enough time.
Write in the letter that I will take Velonard to the meeting place. I will organize something suitable, including refreshments. Do you have plans for tonight?
You know I don't. Thank you, really. In that case, I'll take care of planning the theft of Aylin's stones. Zuzu gave me the current map of the castle. They stuck us on the top floor, next to air mages. What a nonsense!
Etien threw meat and vegetables into the cauldron, hung it over the hearth, and went back to studying the map. Not only death mages were moved. Zuzu built additional greenhouses for life mages. However, she removed all the mage football pitches. Zuma had disappeared, and Marigold reminded Etien that she had promised her a date. Since they were going out to eat, Etien put the cauldron aside. She hoped the meat wouldn't spoil, but she added more spices just in case. Marigold put on her prettiest dress and braided her hair. She couldn't wait to meet someone of the opposite sex.
First, we're going to a calf, sweetheart. It's a place where single people meet. There is a calf like that in every city, and I saw it in Sintra too. Single women have to pay 100 silver coins for admission, and this amount is then given to the woman's chosen one as a dowry.
I have to pay 100 silver coins without even knowing if I will meet someone interesting?
That's how it works, and believe me, it works great. There is shortage of free tables during spring and summer when most people enter into a marriage. But don't worry, we won't go inside. We'll eavesdrop on the conversations going on inside from a nearby restaurant, so you can decide for yourself if that model suits you or not.
Etien, who knew exactly what the wedding arrangements were like in business marriages, intended to use the moment of respite to regenerate her strength. Marigold arrived at place at around 3 o'clock. She sat down at a table for 2 in the restaurant, ordered a wild boar roast and a glass of red wine, and looked at the window of the cafe. There were 2 couples and 2 single girls waiting for potential suitors. One of the men got up, said goodbye, and as if he had not been flirting with the other girl just a moment ago, he sat down with one of the available girls. Marigold did not hide her indignation.
That's how it is. He's looking for the best deal, and apparently the first girl wasn't rich enough. Let's listen to their conversation.
Etien perked up her ears. The insincere flattery directed at the unattractive candidate, dressed in a stiff, old-fashioned beige outfit, only disgusted her. The man didn't even look at his potential future wife. He recited meaningless phrases.
How awful. How is he supposed to get her attention if he's not even interested in her?
You'll see for yourself. That girl looks quite rich, so I suppose they will get along.
The couple quickly abandoned compliments in favor of determining the young woman's wealth and family relationship. The bachelor was not interested in her character, hobbies, or even her state of health. The young woman, on the other hand, asked about his family situation, housing situation, and job. He was single, without children, but with 2 sisters. The girl, as an only child, like that very much. The bachelor calculated estimated worth of girls' estates and assets, thought a little about the subject, glanced once at the girl and proposed to her.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. How could he do that?
Marigold was appalled that after half an hour's conversation, the couple had decided to formalize their relationship and had gone to the town hall to complete the formalities.
Are you going to go to that cafe and try your luck?
Never in my life. I'd rather be alone for the rest of my life than get into a relationship like that.
I am glad we share the same opinion on the subject.
Can I join you? Hello, Goldie.
Marigold did not notice Jargon, as she was absorbed in a discussion with the entity residing in her head.
Of course you can. How are you?
I'm fine. I heard you visited my father. I am glad he has something interesting to do. He shines with enthusiasm, what was rare for him before our trip to Turdham.
Etien had some business with him. If Cyril hadn't persuaded Joanna to withdraw the lawsuit, we would have had her off our backs for the next 5 years. I could move in with you. Otherwise, we have almost 2 years left, until you become eligible to purchase a property.
Abella, who was walking by, stopped halfway. She was on her way to visit Marigold at the courthouse, to ask if the girl had found someone, but instead found her sitting in a restaurant with Jargon, and they were talking about marriage, or at least living together. Happy with the turn of events, the woman immediately turned back home. She didn't want to disturb the young couple in their important discussions.
Not that I wish anyone to stay in a dungeon, but I am willing to understand your point of view. My mother's dislike for you and her pushy persuasion of me to marry young or even very young girls is driving me crazy. Maybe we could go to the seaside together.
After experiencing how the real date looked like, Marigold was more eager to accept Jargon's company.
I'd love to, but Etien has the next few days fully planned. Meetings with vampires, planning an action at the Crystal Palace, she's always planning or thinking something up. As soon as I can take time off at the court and arrange something with Etien, I'll let you know. I've never been to the seaside. Is it very windy there?
Usually. Especially in winter and during storms. I'll rent us a cozy apartment right on the beach. I saw one that I liked, with a wide porch and hammocks. We'll eat ice cream, sail along the coast. Or would you like to do something else?
Sailing sounds very good. You're not going to try to get me into bed, are you?
Jargon firmly denied it. If it wasn't for Nathan, he wouldn't even think about such things. And he certainly wouldn't be spying on Marigold in the bathhouse. Marigold asked once again about kissing, and Jargon refused that as well. The girl felt disappointed. If she wanted to get her first kiss before marrying Jargon, she had to look for someone more willing to cooperate.
How many children would you like to have?
I don't feel ready to be a father yet.
I didn't say that we should have kids right away. It was a general question.
2 maybe. Yes, probably 2. And you?
Marigold got disappointed for the second time the same day. She looked at the calf again. She felt like there were only awful options to choose from.
5 I think. 6 maybe. I always wanted to have a big family. 2 is absolutely too few. Are you afraid you won't be able to support financially more children?
No, it is nothing like that. I would like to be able to spend time with them, to help them when needed. I am afraid that with 5 or 6 children we will miss something important. Symptoms of a lethal disease, for example, like it was with Melika. Due to Gabriel's death and me being born, my parents overlooked something. At least I feel it this way.
You have a point. I need to think about it. But, with Etien by our side, don't you think it could be different?
Of course, but are you sure that Etien would be available for you after she leaves your body?
They talked for 1 hour more, and Marigold left Sintra. It was Etienne's turn to have an important conversation. That evening, Uzuma took Etien to a cave of his choosing. The former ruler had no idea where it was, but luckily, it was nowhere near the Crystal Palace or the Pale Castle. The interior decoration was presentable enough. Bouquets of fresh, scentless flowers, comfortable couches, good wine, and golden tableware. Etien nodded approvingly. The white stones looked even better than crimson flowers. No, the whole composition was charming more than single elements.
Velonard will be here soon. As the hostess of the evening, you should take your seat first.
Should I change my look to something more formal? Or at least age-appropriate? Oh well. Velonard once pointed out to me that I don't feel comfortable enough in his presence. Why is it so hard to understand you people?
I don't know if it's difficult. We take welcoming someone into the family very seriously. It's like a blood brotherhood for mortals. An alliance that lasts a lifetime. A friendship that nothing can break. That's why I wouldn't worry about the dress code. For Velonard, as well as for me, your return is excellent news, the importance of which outweighs the dress code or the quality of the wine.
This is what Etien feared. Once, the vampires had dressed her in restoring the glory of their race. What plans did they have for her this time? Although the alliance with Velonard was the only one that survived the loss of her body intact, the vampires supported their injured friend wholeheartedly, for example, by supplying her castle with everything necessary for a comfortable existence. Before Etien had decided whether her black dress was dignified enough, she sensed Velonard's arrival. He came alone, without an entourage, not even Naomi. The absence of his silent wife, his most loyal guardian, surprised Etien greatly.
Good evening, the Lady of the Crystal Palace. What a lucky night for us to meet again.
Likewise, my friend. I did not hide my presence because of you, but because of this hyperactive vampire. Without my former power, it is difficult to keep him out of trouble.
Velonard's greeting immediately conveyed the entire message of the meeting in his eyes. Etien remained on the throne, and Zuzu was only a temporarily acting puppet.
How is Naomi feeling? I heard it's not good.
Unfortunately, she was unable to join us today. I fear she doesn't have much time left. Gabriella is doing what she can, but it's not easy.
I'm very sorry to hear that. I have an idea on how to ease her suffering. I wanted to discuss it with Gabriella, but it might be difficult to meet in this situation.
Not at all. I will ask Gabriella to pay you a visit. I heard about Uzumat's recent transformation near Tidham. His condition does not fill us with optimism either.
Uzumat kept pouring wine for his esteemed interlocutors, pretending not to listen to the conversation, and that it did not concern him at all.
I will take care of that in due time. May I ask, who is Sonja reporting to?
I will talk to her. I apologize for her insubordination. She is a young woman, inexperienced in important matters. Have you already familiarized yourself with the outline of the situation?
Uzumat told me a little, and I saw the rest with my own eyes in Tidham. I'm afraid that sooner or later I will have to visit the palace. Although I would prefer to do so in a more magical body than the one I have the misfortune to inhabit at the moment. Zuzu's attitude disappointed me, her policies even more so. I saw Noemi. Another unresolved issue that got to me. It's a real shame that out of 4 children, not a single one shares my values.
Velonard didn't interrupt Etienne's monologue. He observed her facial expressions, so similar to what he remembered. Regardless of the body she inhabited, Etien behaved the same, remained herself. Etien, in turn, tried not to look at Velonard too much. He hadn't changed much in appearance. Only the concern for Naomi had added years and sadness to his face.
I am glad that we still see the world in the same way as we did in the past. It is a great relief for me and gives me hope for the future. I do not seek war with mortals, but Zuzu's intentions can be interpreted in various ways. More and more often, the priestesses venture into our territory. The Crystal Palace does less and less to prevent this. But I can handle that.
I am sorry to hear that. Wherever I build my new castle, you are welcome there. All of you, my friends.
And vice versa. I promise nothing bad happens to you if you decide to pay me a visit. I wish I knew how to heal, so I could help those I love in more direct way. I vouch for Nadia and Milren's loyalty. You can meet with them without worrying. They won't reveal your secret to anyone.
Everything in its time. First, Gabriella. I have more and more topics to discuss with this crazy woman. I hope she doesn't put me into the grave this time. I have prepared a small gift for you. The pendant made out of my feathers. It should ease Naomi's pain a little, as it absorbs harmful magical energy.
Only after seeing Velonard's surprised face, Etien remembered that gifts should be agreed on before the meeting. Again, she did something against the protocol.
Gift is not the right word. Let's call it a pain remedy. Medicine is out of the protocol, if I remember correctly. Why do I always need to break some rules?
If I remember correctly, it was me who broke the rules, not you. You were attacked in my castle, but decided to forgive me that unpleasant accident. Today it is my faux pas as well, not yours. I should have thought about something to emphasize the importance of our reunion. I am sorry. Nevertheless, I accept your generous gift, for Naomi's sake. I hope that the next time you allow me to repay your kindness.
And I was hoping for a quiet life, far from world-class problems. Oh well, my personality is to blame for everything.
A bird can live on the ground, but will it be happier there than in the sky?